It is time for our first post-Christmas CEX trip, CEX haul. Today we're driving to Telford because we're going to do a few different places, because with the Blu-ray collecting, something I have yet to do is go to HMV. And HMV is always, well, HMV is the DVD place, the Blu-ray place. Does anyone else still default to saying DVD when talking about Blu-rays, by the way? Because I kind of do. So we're going to go to Smyths for games, because somebody made me aware that a game that I'm after is significantly cheaper in Smyths than almost anywhere else. So we're going to go there, get that. And then we're going to go to Telford CEX. Then we're going to go to Telford HMV. And it probably at some point stop by Tesco on the way back for good measure, which is going to be some good fun. Probably going to come back with another stack of Blu-rays and hopefully a couple of games today. And at some point in the next few days, maybe actually start playing games again. Who knows? But if you're new here, if you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe. We've got a space back there at some point for a silver play button. Let's head out, shall we? But before we go, let's say hello to the little Rster. She has new favourite toys. She now has an entire fruit basket worth of squeakies.
And vegetables.
And vegetables. She's a healthy doggy. Aren't you, Rubes?
Banana.
Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you really want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Here you go. 31 minutes until we hit destination number 1. Doggy holiday homes with Donna. Should we... They've actually got dog on the reg. That's cool.
That's cute.
Yeah. I bet any reg that's got dog in it can't be that cheap. Like, no matter how obscure the
That's a real word.
No matter how obscure the prefix is, it's got to be decently expensive. What did you say before I click record? Why are none of these cars in lane 3?
Yeah.
Like, we're about to
Look at all this room I have to go the speed limit.
Like, we're going 70, and none of the cars in lane 3 are.
I'm going faster than all of these.
Yeah, what are they doing? We're about to get off. It is a right throwback walking into a Smyths and having there be games on the shelf. This is rare. I don't get to go to Smyths very often, and it was shocking to see like an actual chart. I ain't seen that in ages. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure that some of these games are cheaper in here than anywhere else. There's probably some Switch stuff that you could have bought in here, and then I could have walked it down the road to CEX and made a profit. There's Black Myth Wukong. If only that and Dead Rising Remaster had have, been given their physical releases upon release date. But we're not bitter about that, not even slightly. Smyths is so cool. Like, all the toys and stuff. It's. I feel like walking into Smyths and looking around feels like being a kid again. Like, you don't have shops like Smyths anymore with all that. It's so.
And we're so out of touch with what kids' toys currently are. Like, you don't see kids' toys
ever. No, and it's also like shocking how many toys that we had are like modernised and still a thing. Like the little dogs and the little robots and Bop It.
The board games.
Yeah, but you know how I said when it comes to PlayStation 5 stuff, I was going to stop getting remakes and remasters physically because, well, Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered and Horizon remastered. Technically, this is a present from Neve because one of the things she got me for Christmas is a no-go size-wise. So this instead. And it was way cheaper at Smyths. I have no idea how you get out. I have no idea how you get out. Probably the same way you came in, I would bet.
That doesn't really make sense.
That way. Now we're off into the shopping centre. That was rammed in Smyths. The amount of people.
So busy. Kids spending the Christmas money.
Cost of living crisis isn't real. People just spend on what they want. Alright, let's go. But yeah, 2 new PS5 games to the shelf. Technically 4. And all 4 of them are remakes. Whoops. Off we go. Right. Let's go. We're in Telford Town Centre now. Once again, on the hunt for a Deadpool and Wolverine that is a normal box, but at this point, I truly don't think it exists. I'm pretty sure that Deadpool and Wolverine versus Wolverine, whatever, Deadpool 3, only comes in one of those skinny cases. Because if HMV don't have it, I don't think it exists, which is really annoying. And it seems that that's the case with a lot of stuff. For example, while we were in HMV today, I picked up tons and tons of like newer Blu-rays, and they were often the skinny ones, which is a bit of a concern. It makes me happy that I generally don't collect much new stuff, although we are looking at replacing some of our DVD box sets with Blu-ray versions, or finishing them off. Because, for example, my Supernatural box set is 1 to 10, not 1 to 15. My Game of Thrones is 1 to 7, which is arguably where you probably should stop. My Walking Dead, I think, is 1 to 8, and obviously I think there's like 11 seasons there. So we're taking a look at those and whether or not they're already on Blu-ray, or whether or not Blu-rays even exist, because in here they didn't have many, which is weird. Now off into CEX though, and this was the worst CEX I have seen in a long time when it comes to there being stuff on the shelves. Telford CEX often is in a bit of a state in terms of things just being knocked over and in a mess, but this is the worst I've ever seen it. Like, if you hoped to come to CEX today and leave with the game, I don't like your odds. They had a lot of Blu-rays, but not very many games, which is odd. Very odd indeed. I don't know what's gone on here. Look at the shelves at the back there with the Xbox stuff, completely just barren. Even the Wii stuff, although there's Budokai Tenkaichi 3 again, which I think is about the third different CX I've seen that in on the Wii. But even the Wii, the shelves were barren, which that's really weird, because the Wii is a system that is over encumbered with stuff. Not a word I'd ever expect to apply to games, but you know, whatever. Strange. Well, today was expensive. The fog's coming back in. Should we get a umami again for dinner? I've eaten nothing today, so.
Is that the wingers that we've not got?
Yeah, we've got a wingers now. We have a wingers. We'll have to try that one of these days. Alright, where do we pay for parking? Is there another one, or is it just that one station?
I think it's just the one.
Fantastic. As we left CEX, there was these two blokes that were trying to sell a phone that they definitely didn't buy in the first place themselves.
They had the box though.
Yeah, but still. As we left though, we heard the staff say that the phone had got a cracked camera, so they could only offer them a penny for it. A penny for the phone they stole. Whoops. Okay, we're home. It's 6 p.m. Ruby was not pleased, but let me show you what we got. I did spend a lot of money today, actually. In fact, I'm officially out of vouchers. For like the last 2 months, every CEX haul I've done has been off of vouchers. I had like 300 quid on a voucher after the whole Dark Souls thing and all the other different money glitches. There'll be more. Somebody sent me one from the other day, actually, on Amazon, but I just couldn't be bothered to do that. Not at the minute. It's too cold to do all the travelling. But let me show you what we got today after I finally exhausted my vouchers. And we're finally down to having to spend real money soon. So first things first, we got a Friday the 13th 1 to 8 box set. This is 25 quid or 30 quid brand new. So save a fiver. And it does seem to be in immaculate condition. Like, I did take a look at it. I don't think it's ever been touched. We also did go into HMV. Got a few things in there. Really weirdly, it is quite difficult to find, even in HMV, across all the different CEXs and such, the Star Wars trilogies in their own boxes, not box sets. Because I already have the newer trilogy individually, but I want the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy individually as well. But they're hard to find. They're like £2 each at CEX, but they're just nowhere near me. So anyway, we got these. I got Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones, both from HMV. And then Evil Dead Rise, because for some reason this is also very uncommon at CEX. There don't seem to be many of them, and it's also about 6 quid, so it was only 99p more, so I'll take that hit to be able to get it. And then now on to the actual CEX stuff. Obviously the Friday the 13th was the CEX stuff too, but we've got No Time to Die, It Chapter 2, 310 to Yumar, As Above, So Below, Chronicle. That was a good film. There needs to be more stuff about telekinesis. If I could choose one game to be created, it would be a game with really, really good telekinesis mechanics. And Control had some, Destroy All Humans had some. Star Wars The Force Unleashed is probably the closest I can think that had like really good telekinesis mechanics. But like, I want the whole game to be about that. And like, as you get further in, I want more precision. Like, I want to be able to pick some, like some VR games do it, where you can target wrists or legs or the throat and things like that, rather than just someone as a whole, and then have really good destruction mechanics on top of that, so that you can like tear stuff apart and build stuff with it. It could be cool. It could be very cool. Anyway, whatever. Next up, Spectre. So this and No Time to Die mean we now have all the Bonds on Blu-ray. Well, the Daniel Craig Bonds. Then The Gentleman, because we've been after this for a while, and it's one of the best films ever, and we're going to watch it on New Year's Eve, I think. So that's going to be some fun. And then we got Fight Club, Hellboy. For some reason, Hellboy 2, very common. Hellboy 1, not so much. After that, Scream 3, Terminator 3. Also really difficult to find, but it was the last Terminator I needed. The Wolf of Wall Street, and finally, Kill Bill Volume 2. And then, of course, we also got Horizon Zero Dawn and Tomb Raider trilogy remastered. I know exactly what the hook is going to be on TikTok when I go through those two. It's going to be, I've got some new games for the remake Station 5, and that's going to annoy some people and get some views. It's going to be interesting. People are predictable. TikTok especially so. TikTok is so predictable to the point where they think that you saying that you're predicting what they're saying isn't true. And it's like, well, I called it out months ago. Like, I first did the Oreo thing on YouTube now, like 5 months ago, and then I started doing it on TikTok because of how YouTube reacted, and it works every time. But yeah, lots of new franchises completed today. Decent chunk of money spent as well, especially once we got past the CEX vouchers, especially considering some stuff from HMV and Smyths. But otherwise, a pretty good haul. And finally, we do have one more new edition. These were a Christmas present from Neve. Some of you might remember that a couple of months ago I picked up like 2 of these in a CEX for a few quid. And then I came home and she was like, you need to take those back. I've bought you them all for Christmas. But this is all of the MCU up to Spider-Man Far From Home, which is as far as really matters, on Blu-ray. So it's Phase 1, 2 and 3 in its completion. I do wonder, will they do a Phase 4 box set at any point, but who knows. I'm just hoping that they fit nicely on the shelf, which is what we're about to figure out. So, if I pull off our existing MCU stuff, which to be fair, a decent chunk was already Blu-ray from just, its release. I'm going to pull these off, and then hopefully they'll fit on nicely. We'll see. So this is what they look like on the shelf. Granted, there is a gap because they take up less space in the individual films. Could fill that gap with the leftover MCU films, like Phase 4 and beyond. I don't know how many there are, but they fit in there probably. Or at least the good ones would. Or the good enough ones, as it were. Don't know whether they'll stay living there, or whether or not we'll rejig the box sets up there, perhaps. In the bottom shelf down there, that's a little bit of a pointless endeavour. Like that shelf, that the bottom right shelf and the top is up for debate as to where things are going to go. So we could, rejig things. Obviously, I would prefer them to all be blue. So we'll figure that out at some point, but for now they can stay there. So Phase 1, 2, 3 Part 1 and 3 Part 2. I mean, if they ever did a Phase 4 box, there's space for that already, but... Are we in Phase 5 now? We might be. I have no idea. I don't think they know either. They're making it up. You sound like you're about to speak.
I'm checking.
Yeah, Google it.
Phase 4 movies...
I'm pretty sure that we're in Phase 5.
The last movie of Phase 4 was Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, so it's been Phase 5 for a while. They just have no idea what they're doing anymore.
Phase 5.
What's in Phase 5?
Quantumania, Guardians 3, The Marvels, Deadpool and Wolverine.
See, Guardians 3 was good.
Brave New World and Thunderbolt for the last movies of Phase 5.
Oh, so Phase 5's nearly over. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is one of these yet for Phase 4.
I don't think so. We would have seen it when we were giggling.
Or in HMV yesterday. Today.
Yeah.
Same thing.